Happy New Year, everybody.
Trump did post, Trump is posting AI art of himself as the God Emperor now. Honestly, I'm surprised it's taken this long. This is an almost 80-year-old man who's reposting AI-generated art of himself as the God Emperor of America and mankind. There's no way. All right, let's find out. None shall escape his justice.
The Crown Prince of Iran in exile, Reza Pahlavi, has officially joined the revolution to lead it by giving direct instructions to the Iranian people on the streets. Yes, millions of Iranians to march towards the center of the capital in Tehran and major cities to take full control until the end.
موتوراشون بگارن دارم میگیرن
ماشینای بسیجیان آتیش زدن این ساعت‌ها یه دار مخصوصا به غذای
دارم میگیرم
The Islamic Republic is losing control. Last night, reports came in that security forces have been pushed out of not one, not two, but 3 major cities, including the capital. According to these reports, security forces have practically lost control of Iran's 2nd largest city, 5th largest city, and the Iranian capital, Tehran. If this holds, there is no way back for the Islamic regime. This is exactly why Iran's supreme leader has placed the security services on the highest alert. This is higher than when Iran was in the 12-day war with Israel. Ayatollah has ordered the IRGC, the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, to take control of the crackdown. He's doing this because he fears defections by regular armed forces and the police. In fact, a few days ago, we already saw videos of police officers clapping and waving to the protesters, basically joining in. And on top of this, it's also harder for police officers to kill protesters who are from their own neighborhoods and sometimes their own families. And this is exactly why the Ayatollah wants the military to get involved. That's not a good sign for the protesters. We are already seeing horrific videos and images come out of major cities. But despite the crackdown, the size of the protests keeps on growing. Over the last 2 days, Ayatollah has implemented a near total internet shutdown, and the authorities have issued series of threats. But despite all this, we see a number of videos beginning to emerge from all different cities like Tehran, Isfahan, Mossad, Qom, and others. The rallies are getting larger and larger every single day. And that's why authorities are now going as far as to order direct death penalties for anyone who's protesting on the streets. I'm not kidding.
And this is how we're gonna get involved. Donald Trump posted, "If Iran shoots and violently kills peaceful protesters, which is their custom, the United States of America will come to their rescue. We are locked and loaded and ready to go." What other conflicts are they gonna get us into? Here's the warmonger Lindsey Graham letting us know.
You just wait for Cuba. Cuba is a communist dictatorship that's killed priests and nuns. They've preyed on their own people. Their days are numbered. We're going to wake up one day, I hope in 26, in our backyard, we're going to have allies in these countries doing business with America, not narco-terrorist dictators killing Americans. This is a big frigging day. And everybody in the world is thinking differently than they were just a few days ago because of what you did.
Cuba is ready to fall. You know?
Yes.
Cuba looks like it's ready to fall. I don't know if they're going to hold out. But Cuba now has no income. They got all of their income from Venezuela, from the Venezuelan oil. They're not getting any of it. And Cuba literally is ready to fall. And you have a lot of great Cuban Americans that are going to be very happy about it.
We are going to do something on Greenland, whether they like it or not, because if we don't do it, Russia or China will take over Greenland, and we're not going to have Russia or China as a neighbor. I would like to make a deal, the easy way, but if we don't do it the easy way, we're going to do it the hard way. We are going to start now hitting land with regard to the cartels. The cartels are running Mexico. It's very, very sad to watch and see what's happened to that country, but the cartels are running, and they're killing 250, 300,000 people in our country every single year. The drugs.
A security guard that was protecting Maduro has spoken, and you got to hear what he said. It's in Spanish, but I'll translate. Also, Trump announced that, the cartels, they're going after him in Mexico. The whole vibe of Latin America has changed because of what happened in Venezuela. And now that we're getting first-hand accounts from people that were there, the soldier says they didn't hear him coming. He says the Americans had technology superior to anything they've ever seen. Everything that they were using for radar, for anything, was completely taken offline. They had drones, and the drones were taking out bases and taking out things faster. They didn't have no technology. They've never had to fight against drones. He also talks about that there was only 8 helicopters. There was only 20 men that were sent in. And those 20 men killed hundreds of their men, and none of those soldiers were injured. He talks about it felt like they were firing 300 rounds a minute. Nothing they've ever seen, nothing that they can compete with. And then he also talks to the fact that the Americans had some kind of sonic shock boom that was sent out, and everybody immediately started bleeding profusely out of their nose. They couldn't even gather themselves because whatever was sent at them made them fall to their knees and vomit blood out of their mouth and out of their noses. They were incapacitated immediately. He says he never wants to go through that again. Doesn't want to have to fight with the Americans again. He's sending warnings to everybody out there that you think you can fight the Americans. You don't even know what their weaponry is like and what they're capable of. 20 men took out hundreds, and that's starting to spread all through Latin America. And now they're not saying, if you want me, come and get me anymore. They're like, oh shit. Especially after Trump says, hey, Mexico, you're on the list too.
And they worship the beast, saying, who is like unto the beast? Who is able to make war with him?
6 years ago, I was up here, and I said, this is our first Jewish president. It's true.
Listen closely. He says, it's true.
And I said, this is our first Jewish president. It's true.
I am the chosen one. Somebody had to do it.
Mary released this book called Too Much and Never Enough: How My Family Created the World's Most Dangerous Man. And in it, she shares chilling details. You got to check this out.
What did your father call Donald from a young age?
He called him the great I am.
From what, like the age of 12?
Yeah, which just, goes to show how long this has been going on.
I went down this rabbit hole because he recently signed something with best wishes, comma, I am, comma, sincerely on a different line, comma. And I looked into it because a lot of people were saying this is basic grammar. It's normal to call yourself I am. And turns out he's been called that by his father ever since he was 12.
We have a World War III status update. Trump just approved attack plans to bomb Iran, but he's reportedly waiting to give the final order in hopes that the threat of U.S. involvement will cause Tehran to abandon its nuclear program.
And if you don't believe me, you can look at my battle plans. It's all laid out right here.
Today I want to speak clearly and directly about a situation that concerns not only Russia, but the stability of international waters and the rules that govern them. A Russian-flagged oil tanker known as the Marinara was seized by the United States while operating in international waters. This action was taken without Russia's consent and, in our view, outside accepted international practices. Such moves raise serious questions about respect for maritime law and long-established norms. What makes this situation even more concerning is that Russian citizens were among the crew. Their safety, dignity and lawful treatment are our priority. We expect that their rights will be fully respected and that no unnecessary obstacles will delay their return home. Russia maintains that this vessel was conducting lawful activity. Interference with civilian ships in open water sets a troubling precedent. If rules are applied selectively, trust between nations weakens and risks increase for everyone. We are closely monitoring developments. Our position is firm but measured. Russia supports stability, predictability and adherence to international agreements, not unilateral actions that escalate tension. The world's oceans must remain a space for cooperation, not confrontation. Will dialogue prevail, or will these actions push global relations into even more uncertain waters? The real question now is simple, and it concerns the entire world. Will international cooperation guide what happens next, or are we entering a period where power decides the rules?
Donald Trump is an artful liar. I think he is a greedy, vicious, and arrogant man.
Well, I don't know, is that supposed to be a compliment or not? I'm not sure.